Romanian police are expanding their investigation of the former kickboxer Andrew Tate. Over the weekend, they seized a fleet of luxury cars and raided a luxury villa north of the capital.
The power of a Ferrari paralysed in the grip of a dowdy police truck. Life behind these walls, its secrets are now being scrutinised by investigators. This fleet of luxury cars, the toys of a successful businessman.
Damn. It's been almost a month before our guy Andrew Tate got arrested, and it sucks. It breaks my heart, really, because I honestly did look up to the guy, and I know a lot of other people who did as well. But before all you negative people start to attack me, calm down and chill. Chill, because all of you guys are just jumping to conclusion, and it's time we end all of this. Before we jump into the video, all I ask is that you see this video with an open mind. Don't jump to conclusions, don't be negative, and just see this video with an open mind. Try to see things on my perspective, on why I see things the way I do. Don't be closed-minded, don't believe everything you see in the media, and just try to see things in my perspective for once. Now, I'm not saying that I'm always 100% right, nor am I right now. I'll be the first to admit that I am wrong sometimes. I don't know everything, and I'm possibly maybe wrong this time. In this video, I want to share my reasons on why I look up to Andrew Tate. And that's it. A lot of which should be taken into account when everyone's just bashing on the guy, when some of his ideals have to do with what's true in life and how things should actually be. He's just trying to share his ideals on how the world should work. And I believe everyone should have the opportunity to do that, especially in the world where we believe in freedom. Especially here, if you live in America, we believe in freedom of speech, and everyone should have the liberty to say whatever it is that they want to say. So without wasting time, let's just jump right into it. Look, there's 5 reasons on why I look up to this man, and all of them have to do with becoming a better man, becoming a better version of yourself, and the whole concept of becoming a high-valued man. So what is a high-valued man? In simple words, it's a man at the highest level of society. A man who makes at least over 6 figures a year. A man who cares about their health, physically and mentally, meaning being in the best shape ever and having the self-confidence to own who you are. A man who strives to outwork everyone in this dog-eat-dog world. A man who earns his respect by serving his community. And most importantly, a man who provides his family with security, not only financially, but physically and mentally. That is what I consider a high-valued man. And that's the whole concept that Andrew Tate tries to push out into the world. Now, there's a lot to unpack here, so let's start with the first one. The first being making a lot of money. You have to be making 6 figures to become a high-valued man. I'm sorry to say, but being broke sucks. I know what it's like to be poor. Heck, I grew up poor. I grew up in the hood of South Central Los Angeles by a single mother. That shit sucked, and I would never want to live like that ever again in my life. Which is why, fast forward today, knowing a little bit more about the world, it's crazy to think that people would settle for just the minimum, bringing in only about $65,000 a year before taxes. That's what the average American brings in here. Living in Los Angeles, that's barely going to get you by, which is why here, when you consider the cost of everything, people are working really long hours or having multiple jobs, or they're trying to live really below their means, meaning they're watching every single dollar that comes out of their pocket. And trust me when I tell you this, that thing sucks. I've been there. I know what it's like to nickel and dime, and I never want to go back to that. So why would you, as a man who wants to strive to live his best life, settle for the minimum and not want what's best for his family? I know I wouldn't, and I'm not gonna stand here and say that I've made it, but I have broken 6 figures by the age of 23. So I know what it's like to be on this side as well. And I got the proof for it too. And for a guy who went from making $30,000 a year to over $100,000 to $150,000 a year, I like it much better on this side, which is why I make a lot of these videos so that everyone can strive to make more money. And I'm not trying to push to be a millionaire, but I'm trying to push people to strive to at least make it to 100K. Because with technology and everything on how it works today, I believe it's a lot easier to break over 100K a year. I really don't think it's that hard, but maybe it's because I've already done it one time. I've actually done it twice. So I already know the formula on how to do it. So a lot of you might be thinking it's super hard, and I get it. But once you figure it out and you break your first 100K, you figured out the formula and you'll know how to repeat it. Now, the second reason I like Andrew Tate is because he pushes men to be their best selves, not only physically, but mentally. Again, it sucks to be fat and it sucks to have a negative mindset, both of which I've been through. I've been overweight, I've been fat, and it sucks. I was just like every other American nowadays, just overweight. Being fat caused me to have mental stress and it lowered my self-esteem. It made me have this thing that we call the victim mentality, where I blamed everyone and anything on why the world was against me. Until one day, through one decision and self-development, I came to the decision that I didn't want this to be my life anymore, where I made a decision to live the best life I can possibly live and get in the best shape ever. And I was going to accomplish anything and everything in this world that I wanted to do, and there was no one whom can stop me. And slowly, over the last 8 years, I've been working towards this, and it's all finally coming together slowly. The problem in this world is that we want all of this overnight. We want some overnight success. But the truth of the matter is that it doesn't happen overnight. It can take days, it can take months, heck, it could even take years. It's different for everyone, but as long as you keep striving to be the best version of yourself, I can guarantee you that your life will slowly progress and get better. And you'll start to notice that there's more to life, and life is really amazing. I've been on both ends, where I was overweight, sad, mentally drained, and now I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm the most positive person I possibly can be. And I think that anything is possible. I've been on both sides. Again, being on this side of the table is a lot better. The next reason I like Andrew Tate is because he reminds us of this ideal that we live in a world where it's a dog-eat-dog world. And I don't mean physically, because I don't want to promote violence like everyone else or whatever it is. But we forget that in this planet, we don't have unlimited resources. And you're not the only one who wants what you want in this life. There's another person in this world who wants the car that you want, who wants the house that you want, and wants the family that you want. And one of you is going to get it. The question becomes who? And I figured this out a long time ago, back when I was in high school. In high school, I took AP Calculus. I was pretty good at math. And right before our final test, our math teacher decided to give us an entire speech to motivate us to do better. And that speech has stuck in with me to this day. In his speech, he talked about two boys. One boy in America and one boy in China. Each have the same dream, each want the same life, but only one can have it. The only problem is that he lives in China, so he's 13 hours ahead of us. So while we're sleeping, he's already working. He has an advantage, but only if you let him. It's what you do during the time that you're awake that's going to determine your outcome. Don't let that other kid on the other side of the world take your lunch. The fourth reason is being a man of respect that gives back to his community. Look, I wouldn't be in the position that I am by myself. I don't like to claim that I'm self-made, because I'm not. The only reason I'm here is because I got the help from other people. I've had so many teachers along the way. I've met so many mentors who helped me get to where I'm at. They helped shape me into the man I am today. It was because of them that I've been able to skip so many levels. And I'll never take that for granted. Because as a man, we actually like to provide. And if you start looking at history, mentors have always looked for mentees to pass down their teachings, because we want to continue our society and our culture, as we always should. That doesn't mean everyone who was older than me and everyone that I came across tried to help me, because some of them didn't. I've met a lot of assholes. The only thing that I did was that I kept looking. And as the saying goes, when the student is ready, the teacher will present himself. And speaking from experience, this has happened to me so many different times. And it was because of them that I've been able to achieve the success that I currently have. And to be quite honest with you, 18-year-old me would not be able to fit into the shoes of 26-year-old me. He just wouldn't. There's no way. It's taken me a lot of hard work to get where I'm at. And as it should, because I've earned my spot in this world. The problem is that everyone just believes that it should be handed to them, which is wrong. You're not gonna appreciate any of that. You have to work for it. That's why when people ask me for help, I'll just give them a quick advice, see what they do with that advice, and if I see that they didn't really take action, then I know that they really don't want it. Lastly, and this is the most important ideal, is being a family man. A man who supports those closest to him. For me, family is the second most important thing in this world. You being the first. I can't stand a man who won't be there for his family. Why? because I've been there too. That shit sucks. I was raised by a single mother. My dad has been out of the picture since I was 3. When he was about the age of 21, he decided to do something dumb and it landed him in prison. And he's still in there. Living without him caused me and my family a lot of financial and mental issues, where I would never want anyone else's family to go through that. Believe it or not, a man has an important role in a child's life. If I wanted to look at statistics, I was 20 times more likely to land in prison just like him because I was raised by a single mother compared to being raised by 2 parents. The only difference between me and all the other kids that grew up in the same neighborhood as me that did go to prison is that I just didn't want to become another statistic. Nor should you play the victim that because you weren't raised by 2 parents that life is going to be horrible for you. Yeah, you don't choose how you come into this world, but you can choose how you leave out of this world. As a man, we have the responsibility to provide for our family, not only financially, mentally, but security as well. Because family is the second most important thing in this world. All of these 5 reasons is why I look up to Andrew Tate. He was the first influencer with this message whom it just really hit home. I don't know if it was because he had a bigatti or his bald head. I'm kidding. I don't know what it was. But there was something about this guy where his message really just hit home, where this man's message really impacted my life. And now I only want to strive to be a better man. And all the other things that something he might have said or something you may have seen on a short feed or a clip that just got you thinking the other way about him. Like what's going on right now, right? We don't know what's really going on. We're all just guessing. And if you have half a brain, you'll know that whoever controls the media controls the way you think. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Everything else he's ever said, y'all can do what you want with that. Fight or argue, do whatever it is that you want. This is the way I see life. I don't agree with everyone. There's things that I like about some people and there's things that I don't like about the same person. The only difference that I do that some people don't, instead of picking fights on why that person is wrong, I just listen to the person. I grab what I like about that person's ideals, apply it to my life, and if it suits my life, then so be it. The things that I don't, then I just ignore them and I continue to move on. Because as long as my life is great and my people are taken care of, that's all that really matters. The world is messed up and we all know it. But on an individual basis, we can control our little world and make our life as best as it possibly can be. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Free my boy Andrew. I miss the guy. Either way, that's it for today. Hopefully you saw this video with an open mind. You found some value. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.